Hi there YouTube viewers, today I'm going to be talking to you about the B.A.R.F diet. First off, I'd like to say that I'm not a professional on the B.A.R.F diet. I just know enough about it to want to feed it to my dog, and I think it's brilliant for my dog. He's now 7 months old, he's a Dobermann, he's called Zeus. I'll show him you a little bit later on in the video. I've just got a few notes that I'll go through first about raw feeding, and then I'll show you my preparation for raw feeding, what I actually add into the foods, and well, pretty much Zeus eating his food, also where I store my food and everything like that, and who I get it from, which will be available in the description down here. So I'd just like to go through a few notes that I've made first, just so you can sort of understand the basics of it. Before I started feeding Zeus on the raw diet, it was really hard to find information. There's a few books out there, you can find loads of information on the internet, but it's all pros and cons, and there's just a couple of things that stuck in my mind that let me know that it was perfect for our dog, and I'll just go through a couple of my notes now. So raw feeding, it aims to mimic the diet that an animal in the wild would consume. So obviously with a dog, other dogs out in the wild, wolves, you don't see them going to a place like PetSmart and buying some Baker's Complete and sharing it among themselves and eating it. Obviously it's not natural. They go, they hunt their prey, kill their prey, so that's raw meat, raw bones, offal, organs from that dead animal that they've killed. So that's all that this B.A.R.F diet aims to mimic, is a diet of raw food. A lot of people believe that raw feeding your dog and giving it the meat and the bones and the blood will change your dog's temperament and make it vicious, and all I can say is I really don't believe that. I believe that your dog will only go vicious if you treat it the wrong way, because Zeus is the most lovable dog we've got. He's a Dobermann, and we've got 2 kids, and it's me and my wife, and he's brilliant. He's unbelievable. So raw feeding, or the B.A.R.F diet, B.A.R.F is an acronym for biologically appropriate raw food, or raw food and bones. So obviously, as you can tell, that's what B.A.R.F stands for. It was created by Dr. Ian Billinghurst. He's got a book out, it's called Give Your Dog a Bone. He's got a couple of other books as well. I would recommend getting Give Your Dog a Bone if you're thinking about doing the raw feeding diet. It's got a lot of information in there. So a typical B.A.R.F diet is made up of 60 to 80% of raw meaty bones. So that's bones with about 50% meat. For example, chicken necks, back and wings. 20 to 40% of fruits and vegetables, offal, meat, eggs or dairy foods. I feed my dog vegetables when we have a Sunday dinner. The peas, the carrots, cauliflower. I get the blender out and I mush it up into a paste, and he loves it. A little bit of gravy on it as well. He absolutely loves that. Right, so raw feeding is the practice of feeding domestic dogs, cats and other animals a diet primarily of uncooked meat, edible bones and organs. Supporters of raw feeding believe that natural diet of raw meat, bones and organs is superior nutritionally to highly processed commercial pet food. They mimic a similar diet for the domestic companion, as it is believed that a balanced raw diet has the benefits of giving the animal a healthier coat, cleaner teeth and breath. It reduces the stool volume and the odour of the stool, which I'll say it does, and a better overall health. They are commonly opposed to commercial pet foods, which they believe are detrimental to an animal's health. One big thing that stuck in my mind about commercial pet foods is a note from a veterinary surgeon, Tom Lonsdale. He actually states that food from dry or canned commercial kibble sticks to teeth and enables bacteria to proliferate, causing sore gums, bad breath and bacterial poisons that affect the rest of the body. Lonsdale further states that dogs lack the necessary enzymes to digest grains and plant material, and claims that grains cooked at high temperature can cause starch, proteins and fats to become denatured or toxic in variable degrees. The poorly digested grain is said to support toxin producing bacteria in the lower bowel, which may eventually lead to poisonous passing through the bowel wall into the blood circulation, creating further problems in other organs. So that's commercial dog foods, like your dry kibble, your Baker's Complete and everything like that. But that's enough about me harping on about it. I think raw feeding is a better one, because out in the wild, it's what a wild dog, a wild wolf would eat. So I'm going to skip to the next bit of the video now, and I'm going to show you where I keep our Dobermann's food, and then I'll show you how I prepare it. Right, so this is where I keep Zeus's food. I've got a freezer outside in the shed, and as you can see, it comes in pound blocks, 454 grams, so it's a pound of meat. Normally throughout the day I'll give Zeus a pound and a half of meat, so that's a pound there, so that's what he'd get in his first meal. There's quite a few in there. There's all different types: turkeys, tripe, just anything that's raw really. In the bottom I've got pigs feet, chicken carcasses, chicken necks, turkey necks, chicken wings, all underneath that. But yeah, that's where I keep it, out in the shed in the freezer. Right, this next part's going to be a bit tricky to film, because I've only got one hand, and I'm going to be putting everything into the bowl and that, so just bear with me with the camera skills. I haven't got a tripod or nothing yet, so yeah. Right, so as you can see, I've got the defrosted meat here, which I've let defrost overnight. It's the minced meat and tripe mix, £1. It's got some nutritional information here, which is oils 12%, ash 1%, protein 15%, moisture 65%. And that's from Landy Woods, which you'll also be able to find in the description if you do decide to take up raw feeding. We've got some slippery elm powder, which helps with the digestion. We've got some B.A.R.F natural food supplements. As you can see what it's got in there, it's got kelp, alfalfa, nettles and parsley. I don't know if you can see that there. Amounts to feed to how big your dog is. I've also got the bone meal, which it'll be in the description of where you can purchase that from. And then I also have just a biscuit mixer. I don't put too much of that in, but just enough just to give it a bit of crunch to the food. Right, so I'm going to go through now how I prepare his food. So I take my raw meat that I've had defrosting overnight, and I'll just I'll find somewhere to put the camera. I'll just put that into his bowl. So there goes the raw meat into his bowl. Dispose of the package over by the sink. Right, and then I'll go for his biscuits. Just normally about a handful. This tripe's really smelly as well. Just about a handful. Get my wooden spoon, start mixing that in together, and the dog's sitting here at the floor waiting patiently for his food. Right, see, just sitting there. Speak, speak, speak. Oh. So he's sitting waiting patiently. Right, next will be the B.A.R.F food supplements. Which I add a teaspoon for the size of my dog. Not a heaped teaspoon, just a teaspoon. Sprinkle that in. Bone meal. Get my spoon, which is supplied in the bone meal. Not a heaped teaspoon, not a heaped spoon, but level, that goes in too. Give that a mix. And that is pretty much it in a nutshell. So I'll just show you the food as it is in there. It's raw meat, bone meal, B.A.R.F natural food supplement, and a doggy mixer. As you can see, he's waiting, licking his lips. I'll put it down. Oh. Speak. Speak. Good boy. Go on in. And as you can see, he's loving that.